Oh, hey, y'all don't have dice, do y'all?
No.
No,
I got
that's
it.
what I was saying earlier. Did you hear me earlier?
Have you handed the dice out?
No, I can hand them out when they need it.
Yeah.
Did you hear me earlier, David?
I heard you.
Guys,
you said baby.
Did you hear me, baby?
Don't get mad at me for saying this.
Oh, God.
The dice that they have at the game store
Yeah.
are freaking sick.
I mean, they are. They're dispel dice, which is like
The best of the best, apparently.
elite top, like very pretty dice.
The reason I said don't get upset is because he had this plan to buy me a set of them for my birthday, and then I bought the purse this weekend.
So she will not be getting those expensive ass dice.
How expensive are they?
Like $70.
Holy shit.
They're very nice.
But they are
beautiful.
so pretty.
Yeah.
They have ones with flowers on them. Oh my gosh, Tessa, you are going to fall in love.
I
You
was
better
trying to
not.
look for a song that was Fall in Love.
Because I'm right here.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm here, baby.
Like here, baby.
Hi, friends. My name is Jesse Harder, and you are listening to Maple Valley Chronicles.
The city of Maple Valley. Looking at it now, you wouldn't even know this city used to be run by gangs. The good people of this town used to go out every night with the expectation of meeting a grisly end. That was a long time ago, though. Most folks now think of Maple Valley as heaven on earth. It may have cleaned up a bit since then, but don't be fooled by its pretty cleaned up face. Maple Valley is still one hell of a place to live. People in this town still got secrets. They still got vices. And that's just what the sleepers, the people who can't really see the reality of the city, can see. They can't see the reincarnated god riding the monorail next to them, or the blood-sucking creature of the night that they cross paths with every day. That's all covered up by the mist. So yeah, Maple Valley's still got lots of secrets. Some of them dangerous. And if you go pulling at that thread, you might not like what you find. So I guess my question to you is, do you really want to risk losing everything you know to learn what you don't?
Previously on Misconceptions Maple Valley, a trio of Book Club Conspiracists had been looking into the Church of Second Life, a Judeo-Christian cult in the city of Maple Valley that has been linked to some murders, some drownings, if you will. Well, the crew has done some investigating and found that a couple of these murders were linked to the church. They also did some investigating and found that there's some money in the church's accounting logs that isn't being accounted for, really. But with the tools they had at the time, the place they were at the time, they didn't really have the chance to look into it further. The crew has also clashed with one of the 3 deacons of the Church of Second Life, a Mr. Harry Holmes, a beast, literally, of a man who has clashed physically with the crew 3 times now, and the crew has walked away worse for wear while Harry Holmes continues to walk scot-free. Well, after their last encounter with Harry Holmes, their faces were revealed to him, and he threatened them, now knowing their identities, and kind of threatened to bring down the church on your heads. Well, backing up just a little bit, one of these grisly drowning murders that had happened was linked to a young teen named Wyatt Graves, who had been recently baptized into the Church of Second Life. Well, The crew went in, or really, truly, Ada went in, found this boy's address, did some investigation, talked to his mom, and found out that he used to live this reckless life, found the church, was living better, but maybe he had fallen back into his old ways. Well, you track Wyatt to his hangout. Harry Holmes met you there, going to retrieve Wyatt himself. An altercation broke out. You three had to retreat because the sound of trickling water maybe threatened something more nefarious. You ran away, but while you were running away, Dante decided to take upon himself to track down Harry Holmes to deal with this threat himself, finally, once and for all. He did not deal with it once and for all. He get his ass whooped again, but in an attempt to escape, he transformed into a bat and flew away. But as he flew away, as he transformed into this bat, something went wrong inside of Dante Nyx. And to put it into game terms, he rolled to stop holding back, but didn't roll high enough. And he burned his green flag facade theme, his facade having to do with handsomeness and his silver tongue. Well, whenever Ada and Ever found him, he was this kind of wretched Nosferatu-like creature, robbed of his normal charisma, his riz, as it were, and left this Jared Leto Morbius / Nosferatu looking ass thing. And that is where we pick up this episode. So, do we pick up immediately? Well, actually, I want to lead us into this scene. So, we pick up a few minutes after you have discovered Dante in the alleyway. The sun was starting to set. I think the sun has fully set now. You have closed the blinds on the kindled nook. You're all inside. And I think we see Dante arranged somewhere in the kindled nook. Maybe with a blanket around your shoulders, sipping something warm and inviting. But what do we see Dante at the beginning of this episode? What do we see of Dante?
You see a very fidgety Dante, sort of like looking behind looking over his shoulder. Like someone's following him, thinking like, did I really get away with this? He's sort of like hunched over, holding himself. I don't know exactly what he has broken, but something's clearly not feeling good. Mm. And some things are not connected to the things they should be connected to. Mm. And he's sort of sipping tea, but like his hand is a little trembly from pain, and like holding the mug hurts.
Yeah.
Probably sitting on Reginald.
Of course, yeah. Yeah. And to kind of describe Dante's new look right now, he has always been a little pale, but his skin is now almost translucent. Like you can see the blue veins creeping under his skin. The white of his eyes are now like a feverish pink, and the irises are like this deep blood red. You can see veins creeping in from the corner of his eyes over this pink, like feverish pink color. His ears are pulled back and pointed. His usually perfectly coiffed hair is hanging in like tangled locks down around his face, maybe casting a shadow over his eyes. His teeth are now all jagged. Not the sexy vampire thing where it's like they're normal teeth, but then there's like little bitey teeth. They're like all jagged and like almost shark-like. And his bottom lip is kind of cleft a little bit, almost open down to the jaw. And his fingers are almost webbed from like the wing transformation, still having not fully receded to his full human self. There's kind of like this little webbed mesh in between his hands. So yeah, we see Dante sitting there kind of shaking, quivering, drinking this tea. I need to get my charger because I realized I didn't get my charger. But while I get that, Ada, Ever, what do we see you doing at this moment?
Ada is in her beast form, obviously, because it's nighttime. So she is kind of pacing back and forth around the room. she's obviously antsy because, like, something's going on. But, yeah, I mean, really just, like, some kind of, like, anxious energy and, like, very restless and just stomping around.
I think Ever is trying to use her former nursing student knowledge to, like, patch things up. She doesn't know much because it was, like, freshman or sophomore year, and she was kicked out, but not kicked out for not knowing things.
Sure.
So I'll say that Ever is, and she's also, like, flinching because this is her professor that she's trying to work on. So, like, she's, like, putting, like, butterfly bandages.
Butterfly kisses at night.
Oh God, please no. She's putting butterfly bandages on, like, scratches. But, like, every time she puts one down, she's like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I think you should put your arm in a sling.
Do you have a sling?
Um,
I say as I, like, sort of keep just holding my arm as much as I can while holding the mug.
Ever reaches into her bag and, like, is pulling things out. And is like, oh yeah, I did grab one from the doctor's office. And throws you a sling.
Tessa, are you wanting to roll a change the game to
Yes,
help him out?
please.
Okay. Now, you don't have your nursing student theme anymore, do you?
I do not, but I do have necessary items.
Necessary items refers to you finding things that are egg-shaped.
A sling? Have you ever put a sling inside of a suitcase?
I thought you were going to say an Easter egg, and I was going to say, I absolutely have not.
They're very small. They roll up.
Okay, so you're wanting to use this to say, like, you have the necessary items to, like, help Dante in this moment. Sure, I will allow it.
And
It's a simple tool.
right. And to be nice, I won't also use the tag "A Time of Great Need."
Yeah, no. Do you have any statuses that would affect you right now?
I don't know. I have a followed.
Okay, yeah.
I have walkie-talkie, doesn't matter. And then I have an ouch one.
Okay, I don't think the ouch one would affect you right now.
Okay.
But go ahead and roll with the +1.
Can I have 2d6, please?
Yes.
2d6 plus 1. 8.
Okay, you get 1 juice, and you get to create a store tag, burn a power tag or store tag, give or reduce a status.
Do you have, I mean, I'm assuming so, but you have a status of hurt or
Yeah,
whatever?
I have, do I still have the Tangled 3?
You do not have the tingle.
Okay, I do have a Broken 4.
Okay, I'm going to throw him the sling and reduce the status.
Hand throw him the sling.
Hand throw him.
Hand throw the sling.
I clearly have a broken arm. I can't catch, and I'm holding a mug.
Right.
You throw it at me, and it just hits me in the face, and I'm like, why must you?
It falls in the tea too, so
Yeah.
it's like just a little wet.
It's like now I have like hot tea all over me.
Nice, yeah.
He now has a
Now I
burned
have a
one
burn
status.
one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead and step down your broken 4 status to a busted up 3 status. Ada, what are you doing?
Pacing anxiously in my beast form.
Okay, so when we last left off, before Dante crashed into the trash cans, Ada and Ever were kind of having a little bit of a tense moment of Ever not believing Ada, or not being fully convinced of what Ada was doing. Ada, as you are now in Ada Beast form, are like any of those feelings lingering? Do you continue this conversation where it had previously cut off?
Not in this moment, no. While some of those feelings may still be there, now there's just like chaos with Dante and stuff. So I'm just like, what is happening?
Okay.
Ever is like glancing, knowing that things were a little tense, but also seeing the beast form is like, oh no, maybe not today.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And is just, and also hearing the,
Okay, well, like the 5th time she turns around to look at me, why do you keep looking at me like that?
I wasn't looking. Dante was
You
looking.
were looking. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm not looking at you.
Just focus on Albie Dante.
He said, ish.
Great. Go back to pacing.
You'll need to look better if you're going to teach again.
Dante doesn't even react. He's like too in his head, thinking like just dealing with his pain and thinking about what happened. He just does not register what you just said to him.
Everett gets on her phone. Wow, just like doesn't even care what I have to say. Nobody in this room cares what I have to say.
We care what you have to say.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know you could hear me.
Yeah, I hear everything. It's my shop.
There's a row of journals next to you as you lean back and say, no one wants to hear what I have to say or nobody cares anything about me. And they're like, we care about you. We care about you deeply. Fill our pages with what you want.
Ew, no.
It's not like that. We just care a lot.
You work on your delivery.
Fill us up. Fill us up.
Enough.
They all like shut close at the same time.
You made her mad.
Ida, maybe it's time for you to go take a bath or calm
What
down.
are you talking
Oh
about?
gosh! And like the little death bell like twitters and tingles. Yeah.
I don't need a nap. I need answers. What happened? She looks at Dante.
Dante sort of like jumps a little, and you can hear some bones cracking. Like, and he's like, I don't know. I made a stupid decision. It didn't go my way.
Well, that's obvious.
What do you mean you don't know what happened?
Everybody's kicking me while I'm down.
What do you mean you don't know what happened? You were there, right?
One moment I saw water, and the next I was just looking at clouds and buildings.
There's like a teen magazine on the table that kind of flips open and says, how to know if your man is lying to you. 10 questions to look further into his psyche. Question 1. Where did you go after we parted ways?
Dante is like, you can see Dante sort of trying to piece it all together and recollect.
I was genuinely confused on if like you
Dante
really are
just
acting like you
turned
don't
into
remember.
a bat. Like, there's a lot that's happening physiologically
But
for
you
him.
actively chose to go
I
find Harry.
Yes, but like Dante doesn't know exactly what's happening. Again, there's a lot of physiological changes. He was a bat an hour ago.
He was a bat, Tessa.
Like
So
a bat doesn't think about these things.
Is Dante needing to be like reminded of what happened?
I'm just. I guess I'm still playing off like him turning
Okay.
back to human and like that taking time for him to like get.
Sure.
set
So
up.
I'm gonna give Dante a status right now
Okay.
of muddled thoughts 2 status. He has been through something traumatic. He has a hard time remembering. Either of you can take moves to try to reduce his status, bring it down, spend help or hurt points, however you want to do it. I'll also say that this teen magazine could count as a +1 to one of your rolls. I won't say that you could just keep using it, but maybe there's a thought-provoking question that could bring Dante out of this muddled thought stupor to remember what happened.
I don't have any help or hurt points for Dante, so I don't know if Ever has something that she wants to try. The beast thought is that she'd just beat it out of him, but he's already beat, so...
I cannot handle anymore.
Ever looks at Dante extremely annoyed. Okay. Do you remember being in the sewers with the teenager?
Logan? Was
Wyatt.
it? Sure, yes. I remember some kid.
Do you
Did Gian forget the kid's name? Yeah. Okay.
Of course he came up with Logan.
right?
Yeah, his name's Logan. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Do you remember big scary church man coming into the sewers?
That sort of like spooks him because, of course, he does.
Then we all left. And Ada and I got into my van. Where did you go next?
Tessa, go ahead and roll a change the game for me. What can you add to this roll?
Teen magazine.
You could, if you want to pull a question from Teen Magazine, you definitely could.
Please do. That would be real fun.
You don't like my questions?
You're not Teen Magazine.
Fair. Yeah, I'd be interested in doing a question from Teen Magazine. I also am curious if you would be willing to let me use any of my, like, driven to solve the curse or, like, life's too short tags, since, like, I'm very pushy.
Those are so specific to your curse.
They really are. I really hate that I agreed with them. I mean, I don't.
So what were they? They were driven to solve the curse, and what else?
Life's too short.
I'll say maybe life's too short.
Okay. I will do it. Can I have dice, please? So +2, one being the...
Sure, Teen
Teen
Magazine. Yeah. Teen Magazine and life's too short.
10.
Hell yeah. Okay. So you get a minimum of 2 juice. Do you want to use those 2 juice to step down his muddled thoughts?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, Gian, as Ever pulls a question out of Teen Magazine that I'm going to ask Ever to tell us in just a moment. But as she asks you this question from Teen Magazine, it's going to clear your muddled thoughts. You will remember exactly what happened, what did you do, and then we'll go from there. But Ever...
That sounds like you're hypnotizing him. All right, we're going to snap our fingers. And when we snap our fingers, you're going to remember everything that we just said.
And it's going to work.
And it's going to work.
Ever spots a question from the quiz. 10 questions to ask to find out if he's lying to you.
Mm-hmm.
And Ever sees one that catches her eye. Does he disappear at random times to, quote, work out? So Ever looks at Dante. Do you disappear at random times to work out?
And suddenly you remember feeling good, having your strength return, going and running.
Yeah, he has sort of a quizzical look, and then it, like, yes. Starts, like, putting it all together, like, yeah, I went on a jog after. That's, yeah, whenever y'all left and I went on a jog. And then, like, once it hits what, like, he did, thinking about the jog, he like, his face changes, and he's like, I went back to see Harry. And it didn't go my way. I wanted some revenge. We've been stumbling up on him. And
Why? Why would you do that?
And
Why
he
would
looks
you
at
go
himself.
back to...
He looks at himself like, well, this happened.
Ever looks at Ada.
It's kind of dumb.
I know.
You're lucky you're alive.
I'm aware.
What kind of shape did you leave him in?
Unblemished.
Well, fuck.
Dude's a monster.
What are you trying to say?
Not in, sorry, didn't mean to say that. Not that there's anything wrong with being a monster.
So you just painted another big target on our backs because of your lack of impulse control. And I am the only one here who is allowed to have a lack of impulse control. Just so we're clear.
That's not how any of this works. But also, you've been arrested twice.
I have not. Ever is thinking really hard. I remember the one when he was dying and they arrested me there. I don't think I was arrested a second time. I have not been arrested twice.
I haven't been arrested once.
I didn't go after a man we know has powers to hurt us. And has hurt us before. All alone.
Yes. I mean, I'm not arguing with you. It was a stupid decision. I shouldn't have done that. I just felt so much power. I felt like I could take him. I felt like I needed to exact revenge, and
I'm never
didn't
giving you
meet the mark.
a vial of blood ever again.
Well, no, I need the blood.
Give me the blood. Ever rubs her head. We are running out of time. People are dying. You're now injured. It's the middle of the night, so naturally, Ada Beast is not able to go out per her usual self. I'm not blaming you. I just feel like we're not moving with enough urgency. And you're making stupid decisions.
To be fair, he did move with urgency.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a valid point.
Yeah, we have
that's why I
Little
made it.
Miss Know-It-All over here, who just got kicked off of her nursing school.
Whoa, shots fired.
Yes, because I am so dedicated to solving the conspiracy.
What do you think I'm doing?
Picking random ass fights. Do I have that picture of my mom with...
Gatsby Marin?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, I think you do.
I'm going to do something. I can't sit here and do nothing. So I'm going to go find out what's going on with this picture of my mom. I grab my stuff. I'll text you if I find any answers.
This is exactly what I did. Don't rush out. What are you doing? What's the plan?
I don't know. I'm going to go talk to my dad.
Okay.
Okay. And Ever leaves. Hello, friends, and welcome to the mid-roll section of episode 18 of Maple Valley Chronicles. I'm your host, David White, and whoo boy, it has been a crazy weekend. Can I tell you a little story, a little life story about how life has been? Okay, so you all know I'm a teacher. It's summer. I said that last show notes. I'm very excited for summer. It's going to be the summer of productivity and creativity. I'm going to write my book. I'm going to do so much podcasting stuff. It's going to be a good summer. On Thursday night, my 12-year-old MacBook, my laptop that I have literally had that laptop before we started making the original Misconceptions. I have not made Misconceptions without this laptop. So it's been through everything with me. It died. It finally would not boot up, error screen, could not get it to load. Bad time. I was freaking out, dude. It was like literally right before I was going to bed, it died, and I immediately started catastrophizing. I was like, that's it. My summer's over. The summer of productivity and creativity is over. Like, I'm not going to be able to do any of the stuff that I was so excited to do this summer. So I started freaking out. I posted about it on our Discord. Like, this sucks, dude. I don't know what this is going to mean for the podcast. And then I went to bed because I was like, I can't handle this. I need to go to bed. Woke up the next morning. Didn't know what I was going to do. Didn't know what the outcome was going to be. And then some people, I'm not going to name any names, but the cast members of the show had decided to come together and get some money, enough money for me to buy a new laptop. And that was so incredibly generous. I cried whenever they told me that they were going to pay for me to get a new laptop. And of course, one of them was like, well, it's kind of selfish because I want to keep making podcasts with you, which, you know, fair. I want to also keep making podcasts with you. But it was incredibly generous because laptops ain't cheap. And there was no way I was going to be able to afford one on my own. That's why I was still using a 12-year-old laptop. So one, it was incredibly generous, but also it was so validating. I don't know if you're like me. Sometimes I wonder, like, am I really important? Do people actually care? And I don't know if you're like this. I don't know if you ever have these kind of thoughts of like, am I important? Am I doing a difference? Would people miss me? Or like, am I want to say an important part of people's lives, but do I have any important part in somebody's life? And for people to see me really upset, really, at the end of my rope and say, you know what, you are important enough to us that we're going to buy you this expensive laptop, it was just so incredible. And I have been really dwelling on that and really, really thinking on the positivity of that, and just how validating that was. So I say all that to say I have been incredibly blessed with friends who have let me know how important I am to them and shown it to me in a very real, tangible way. I hope that the people in your life let you know how important you are to them. And flip that, I hope that you let the people in your life, let them know how important they are to you. And you know what? I think that's all I want to leave you with for today's show notes. Let the people know that you love them. And I hope that the people that you love let you know that they love you back. That's it for the show notes. Let's get back to this episode. Do we cut from the scene to individual scenes? What's going on? Where's everybody going? Do we enter into a montage now?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to a montage scene. So everybody go around the table. Tell everybody how you spend your downtime. Here are some ways that you can spend it. You can give attention to one of your Logos themes. You can work the case and get some clues. You can explore your mythos, the mystery inside of you. What's it mean? You could prepare for your next activity and get some juice or tags based on whatever you do. Or you could recover from your last activity and get some statuses and heal some statuses and things like that. So, what do the three of you do?
We're going to only do one of these things, right?
You can only do one of these things.
Okay. How do we feel about... I know this is the decisions like we make for ourselves, but like, how do we feel about... I don't know if this is metagaming. Is this metagaming?
If you have to ask, it's probably metagaming, but go on.
Is that what it is? Okay, cool. Let me know if this is something I should be asking or if it's something I should come up with myself. But like, my question is, I would like to work on the case. It feels fitting that like while I recover, I don't strain and I'm like, okay, fine, let me do something. And I like just get on my computer and try to, I'd like to see like stuff about the money and maybe like go online and research. But like, is that something that makes sense? I'm still going to be busted up 3.
I think that's absolutely something that Dante could do.
Okay. Then I think that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Yeah, describe it for us. Kind of lay out the scene. What do we see Dante doing? Where is he? Kind of give us the shots of what we're looking at.
The conversation with Ever sort of stuck to him of the severity of the situation with people in danger, people dying, and me just picking petty fights that in my head I think are like, this is something I need to do. This is gonna get us closer, but it's not. And all of that has just been playing in my head, and I'm like, okay, I'm paying the consequences of stupid decisions. Let me actually do something useful. And I get on the computer and start researching things about the church. Okay. Just like deep diving. Maybe getting Luca involved to get more information. Maybe seeing if I don't have a lot of like tech savviness. Okay. But maybe seeing if I can find some like public documents on like where money is going, maybe donations or like events they have participated in and things like that, seeing if I can find anything.
Yeah, so we see you in the dark layer of your apartment, curtains drawn tight. We see the glow of your personal laptop computer glowing on your pale face. You are going to get 3 clues, and the source is linked to whatever research you can do on your laptop. So you get 3 clues. That means you get 3 questions you can ask me. What 3 things are you trying to find out about the Church of Second Life?
I guess, okay. So, yeah, can one of my questions then be, like, does it have to be a yes or no question?
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
No.
That was your first question.
Oh, damn it. Can I find more clarity? I mean, maybe, like, where the money was going for, like, where the money that wasn't accounted in those things were, like, and get a better picture of exactly where the money is going as far as, like, public, as public as you can.
Yeah, sure. So digging in, like, you dive deep into this, digging through on your laptop, looking up things, saying, like, okay, what are, like, their public records, what were they publicly giving, looking at their posts, looking at how many donations, how many charitable acts they've done, and yeah, there's a big chunk missing. And as you keep looking, studying, looking for things connected, you find a sizable portion of land was purchased by Caspian Marin, and the amount for that land is comparable to the amount missing from this infographic of how much money they got donated. Yeah, you see that Caspian Marin bought a huge chunk of land right outside of Maple Valley, kind of up on the crest of Maple Valley that overlooks the city.
Okay. Am I able to see, like, any records of, like, any plans, maybe ideas that have been submitted for like what the land is going to be used for?
Yeah, you do some digging, looking at public records, looking at permits and licenses that have been placed, and you see that a lot of building permits have been placed here. It is currently under construction. It has been under construction for a couple of years, actually. And you see that it is nearing completion. And you see it as this huge complex, multiple buildings, and you see a name attached to it. Like the name of the place is the Absolute Refuge for Convalescents. And Dante, as you see that, you flash back to the sewers. And Harry was talking to Wyatt, and he said, "I'm here to take you to the Ark." ARC, Absolute Refuge for Convalescents. This must be the Ark that Harry was referring to.
Is there, I guess the last question, is there any... We don't know anything yet about Ark.
This is all you know.
Okay.
This is the first you're hearing about it.
Is there anything public that I can find about Ark?
You try to look up, like, what does the public know about this? You look up on Reddit.
Have they advertised anything?
Yeah, you look up on Reddit, you look up advertisements. This area is very private. You see that some people that have been, like, hiking up in the woods, up in the forest, come across these electrified fences, and like, oh, so weird, what is this? Like, taking pictures of it. Some have been, like, very quickly taken down. But you see that people are curious about this area, but they have no idea what is actually going on here. The only reason you know what it is because you asked the questions and you found your answers. But these people are just curious. What is this fence doing in the middle of the forest? What are those buildings way over there in the distance? But as for it being any sort of public knowledge, as for the Church of Second Life talking about it or advertising it, no, there's no such public knowledge like that. And that is your 3 questions.
Cool.
Now, earlier you mentioned Luca, and you said that you were going to do all this researching by taking private time to yourself. So you reach out to Luca and say, I need your help with this. I need you to do some errands. I need you to look into this. And Luca responds with, I am always your humble servant, Professor Nyx. However, your absence in class is alarming. I have been covering it as your TA, but of course my knowledge in these matters is infinitesimal compared to yours. But people are asking questions, and I do not know what to tell them. Will you be back in class soon, or should I continue to cover your caseload for you? And basically, Dante, what I'm doing right now is I'm pitting your Book Club Conspiracists theme, this group theme that you have with everybody here at the table, against your Goth Professor theme.
Okay. I guess Dante responds saying, just being extremely grateful for Luca stepping up, and tells them that they will be back, but they just need a little more time. Meaning like Dante's just too deep into what he's finding to sort of step away from it.
Okay. In that case, I want you to go ahead and mark a crack in your Goth Professor, or your Professor of the Occult theme.
I'm losing everything. It's something through my webbed fingers.
My fingers.
Okay, hell yeah. So you find out some very important information.
Cool.
Who do we go to next?
So Ever jumps in her van, texts her dad, coming over, would love to chat and ask you some things about Mom. And then drives over to her dad's house, gets out, goes in. Hey, Dad, I'm home.
You are immediately hit with a Nerf dart, or a Spurf dart, as Jack and Liam are in the living room just shooting these machine Nerf or Spurf darts at each other. One ricochets off the wall and hits you, and they look up and they say, "Oh, sis, what's up?"
Oh, hi. Watch where you're aiming those things. And she, runs up and gives them a hug. And while she's, going in for the hug, she steals both of their Spurf guns and then points it at them and
No fair, no fair! Those are mine! And you just... And as you are just peppering your brothers with Spurf darts, William appears in the kitchen door with a towel thrown over his shoulder. And he says, "Well, hi, Bunny. What are you doing? Come on in here. What are you doing?"
I texted you. Did you not see it?
"Huh? What?" And he, pulls out his phone. "Oh, sorry about that. I was listening to a podcast and didn't even check my notifications." All right,
You listening to
Podcast were you
Misconceptions?
listening to?
I was listening to this. I was listening to this podcast called Misconceptions. It's great.
Shameless plug.
You should listen to their sequel, Sins of the Father. That's
That's
my
also
favorite.
great. I love that show. Anyways, Bunny, he takes his ear pods out. What did you need? What were you coming over for?
I wanted to, and she glances down at her brothers, ask about Mom.
Yeah, sure. Hey, boys. There are some leaves in the yard that just need to get raked. Why don't you go on out there? Hey, and if you do, rake them all up in a nice pile. We will go get you that Spurf cannon you want. Whoa, that's awesome! And they, like, run out the back door. And you hear them fighting over a rake as they're trying to rake up the leaves.
You realize they're going to break that in half and start using it as a sword, right?
Well, the way I see it, that's just 2 rakes to do the job.
Okay, Dad. Ever pulls out the picture, which she has asked her dad before about Caspian Marin, but has she shown him the picture?
I don't think so.
Okay, I don't think so either.
Okay, well, before we keep going, mechanically, which one of these options are you wanting to do for downtime?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Work the case.
Okay, so you're wanting to work the case.
Yes.
You're not wanting to explore your mythos.
Nope. Sure
Okay,
I'm
so
not.
this is separate and disconnected from the Easter Bunny mythos. You're wanting to get information on the church?
Yep.
Okay. Just need that frame of reference going forward. So,
Yeah.
William sits down at the kitchen table with you. You show him this picture.
Yeah. Have you seen this picture before?
Can't say that I have, but I recognize that guy.
Yeah, he's the weird pastor guy of that weird church.
Oh, believe me, I've seen his face over all those posters. I know him. But back then, he was just called Cass.
He was called Cass?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's short for Caspian. I don't know. He was more your mom's friend than he was mine.
Wait, I thought you didn't know Mom well back then.
Well, yeah, well, I knew her after, we met and started dating things. But he came around a couple times. She went to him for a few things. She never really told me. It was none of my business. We were very secure in our marriage. I wasn't ever suspecting anything like that or anything. But it was an old friend from an old time, and they just talk sometimes.
What do you... No. What do you mean she went to him? What did she go to him for?
Well, like I said, Bunny, I don't know. That was her business. She just she needed a friend to reach out to. He was a friend to her, and they just talked a bit. But they must have had a falling out or something because they stopped talking to each other as much.
Do you know what she was going through?
Well, I don't know, but it kind of happened after you were born, Bunny. I don't know. You're a nurse student going to nursing school. You're the postpartum depression. I guess it just hit your mom really hard, and she needed a friend to walk her through it. And I guess this Cass guy, well, he walked her through it.
Was this when he was a pastor, or?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when he became a pastor. Let's see. Let me think here, Bunny. Let's see. I think, yeah, he was really shook up about the Garden Heights stuff, and then he started preaching, and he didn't become Caspian Marin until way later in his life. But I think right about this time he started making some waves, doing some sermons out in the park and things like that. I started to hear about this Caspian Marin guy, and I was like, "Do you mean Cass?" And anyways, yeah, I think it was around that time.
Everett just is shaking her head, kind of deep in thought. I guess I never really thought about Mom struggling with things.
Well, Bunny, that's the thing about being a parent. You can't really let your kids know that you're struggling with stuff because, well, you got to be the foundation of the house. And if the foundation of the house starts shaking, well, everybody starts freaking out. So.
And Ever kind of looks down and away. But you can talk to me if you ever needed anything, right, Dad?
He reaches out and puts a reassuring hand on your arm. I appreciate that, Bunny. I really do. And it goes the same way, kiddo. You can always talk to your old dad if something's going wrong.
And she almost shares everything that's been changing. I decided to change my major.
Oh, wow, Bunny, you wanted to be a nurse since we got you your first little doctor kit.
Yeah, I know. Well, I kind of got kicked out.
What was that?
I think that I kind of got kicked out, and she like has her eyes kind of like scrunched and like not looking at him.
Yeah. He runs his hand. He like puts his glasses up on top of his head, runs his hand over his face. Oh, Bunny. Did you... Ooh. Did you just hop right into something?
They were being so unfair, Dad. Like, you have no idea. They don't care about anything but their stupid textbooks, and life is more than that.
And then he smiles and he's like, you remind me so much of her, Bunny.
Was she as impulsive as me?
Oh, hell yeah. She was so impulsive.
Which would explain why she was hanging out with Caspian Marin. Do you know if... I don't know if there's any, like, documentaries or podcasts or YouTube video or ClueTube videos that have, like, anything to do, or even videos Mom took back then of the two of them. He's up to something, Dad. I know it.
Okay, so let's see. We've been loosey-goosey with the conversation.
Yeah.
What mechanically are you wanting to get? Do you think you've already gotten something?
I do feel like I've gotten something.
Okay.
One that he used to be called Cass.
Mm-hmm.
And that, from what I can gather, that Ever's mom started going to talk to him whenever she was struggling with her mortality after Ever's death. Would be the guess. But that, like, they were...
You mean after Ever's birth?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ever's birth.
Yeah.
Let's not speak that into existence yet.
You never know.
So that's the thing that I feel like I've gathered, whether you want to count that as one or two.
Sure, let's count as one.
Okay. Now I'm kind of trying to gather, like, what I'm assuming, if this is this big event in this town, that there have been some sort of, like, documentaries, maybe some good, some done by, like, you know, people who were a little more conspiratorial. Thank you. About the whole situation. But there has to be some footage of what life was like before the flood. Like, what was Garden Heights like and all of that. And if my mom was involved in that, wondering if maybe she has some access to that.
Okay. So you're wanting to know specifically what was Garden Heights like before the flood?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you ask that about your dad? You were asking about documentary things like that.
Yeah. Any ones that Mom watched, or like any videos Mom might have taken?
She was never that big in camcorders, but let's see. Yeah, Garden Heights. Woo-wee, that was a wild place. You know, I'll be honest with you. My nose isn't clean, Bunny. I have a past too, but Garden Heights was, you know, Maple Valley didn't used to be a great place to raise your kids. Lots of drugs, lots of gangs running around. But Garden Heights was kind of where you could find whatever you wanted. And your old mom was, oh boy, she was all up in that business. She lived a rowdy life before she settled down with me. Brothels, turf, back market dealings. You could find it in Garden Heights. I know a lot of kids in the university would go down to Garden Heights on the weekends to have a real rager. Yeah, it was just a wild place.
Sure, I've heard that. Was there anyone at that time that was starting to speak out against the the craziness of Garden Heights?
Oh, sure. There are always the religious people that are like, oh, doom on you. You shouldn't be living like that, things like that. But I don't think they were ever as loud as this Caspian Marin felon is.
I wonder where he learned it. Like, she just kind of says to herself.
Yeah.
Were there any other people that were in, like, Mom and Cass's friend group?
I don't know. Whenever, like I said, after you were born, she started meeting with Cass, but I didn't meet any other friends. Really and truly, I didn't even meet Cass. I just saw him from far away whenever your mom went to go talk to him and hang out with him. But yeah, I don't know if they had any other friends. I mean, of course, I guess your mom lost a lot of her friends whenever Garden Heights flooded. But I don't know, maybe they both lost people. Maybe that's why they were meeting. Survivor's guilt and all that.
Yeah. Do you have any pictures of her at that time?
Oh boy, do I. She was a looker. Here, look at this. And he goes over and he pulls out this scrapbook of all these pictures of her. And you see her like in just like 80s fashion, big hair, cut off pants or cut off shirts, pants just ripped and frayed up the sides, little flare down the side of her jeans. And you see just your mom living a college girl's life in the 80s.
Do I see any pictures of her in a group where I would see other people I have met so far in the story?
No, I don't think so.
Damn it. And I guess let me phrase it this way. Are there any pictures of, like, her, like my mom, Caspian Marin, and like one or two other people that, like, maybe they had a friend group?
Oh yeah, definitely. There is definitely a picture of them with a friend group. But it is hard to make out. Well, I mean, you see all these faces, but you don't recognize any of them.
Okay, I feel like you're telling me I'm going down a rabbit trail that I should not.
We'll just say you have a picture of her with her friend group. Could be important later. Could not be.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay, well, thanks for helping, Dad.
Hey, Bunny, it's no problem at all. Hey, are you going to stay for dinner?
What do we have?
I made French bread pizza.
Do you have any carrots?
You know I do, Bunny.
Yes. Yeah, I'd love to stay for dinner.
Okay. And as we see William kind of pulling a tray out of the oven, we cut outside to a unmarked minivan that's just sitting on the corner in direct line of sight of the Bundt's house. And Ever, I want you to step up your followed status by 1 pip. Yeah, what does that put your followed status at?
2.1.
Step it up to a 3.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
Okay. No,
I said
you
one.
said
I said
pip.
1 pip. I should have said by 1.
So my followed status is at a 3, which
Okay.
is terrifying.
Okay. And then we're going to cut over to Ada. Ada, how are you spinning your montage?
Ada is wanting to work the case, and I'm wanting to go back to visit Wyatt's mom.
Okay. You go back to visit Wyatt's mom, and it's
Not
kind of
in beast form.
duly noted.
Tell me what you know about your son.
Yeah,
Swear
you go
to
back. This kind of run-down, low-income part of town. The rusty iron gate kind of creaks as you walk into her yard. Go knock on her door, and you see this woman who must have worked the night shift somewhere. She has bags under her eyes, very sleepily, like cracks open the door and says, "Can I help you?"
I have a brown paper bag and a to-go coffee cup, and I just like hold it up, and I'm like, "Mind if I come in for a visit?"
She looks around.
I'm alone this time.
Yeah, sure. As long as that other guy isn't here. Come on in.
I go in and we sit at the kitchen table.
Yeah. She, like, picks up a pile of towels that has been sitting on this chair and kind of, like, just puts it on the counter, giving you a space to sit.
And I put the paper bag and the coffee cup in front of her, making it obvious that it didn't just bring my breakfast over.
Yeah. She looks at you and says, "Thanks for the coffee, but why are you, did y'all find Wyatt?"
We did. He left with Harry.
Who's Harry?
He's one of the deacons of the Second Life Church. I think he was here that day that I was here before.
Oh, yeah, the big guy with the preacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is he not... He's not coming home?
I'm not sure where Harry took him.
What do you mean, like he kidnapped my boy? What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, I guess technically Wyatt went willingly. It seems clear to me that he's been brainwashed.
What do you mean brainwashed?
I feel like they've planted ideas in his head and it made him believe that he's a problem that he's not.
Well, I don't know. You didn't know him before. He was a handful. And ever since he started going to that church, it was like he was a different kid. So, creepy pastor dude aside, it can't all be that bad, is it?
So, you say creepy pastor dude. Why would you continue to let your son be around him?
I don't know. I want something different for him. You know, before it was drugs. It was hanging out with these deadbeat friends of his. He gets involved with the church, turns his life around. Sure, maybe he's with this creepy guy, but it's something better.
Better in what way?
Because he's not hanging around here.
Well, I don't know where to go from here. The cold has now reached my special place, so we're going to speed things up.
So you're wanting to work the case. So
Right.
you have 3 clues.
Uh-huh.
So what are you wanting to ask Marilyn Graves about?
I'm just wanting
Her
to
son.
know, like, how we got involved with the church and, like, what are the changes that she's seen and, like, does she have any red flags? Like, something, because something's clearly not right.
Okay. So let's go with that first one. How did Wyatt get involved? Mm-hmm. Well, there's some sort of a student group at the school. I know one of the deacons. I can't remember his name. He has a real weird sounding name, but I know he like goes to this group on Wednesday mornings, and I guess they reached out to Wyatt and got him to start coming.
Did the deacon reach out to him, or was it another student that reached out to him?
I think it was another student. Somebody in the group reached out, and the deacon was he just does the group. He just oversees it, talks with them, prays with them. I don't know.
Does that count as 2 questions?
No, I'll say that's one. So he was pulled into this group by a church group led by a deacon who has a weird name.
Have you considered joining the Church of Second Life?
No, that's it's fine if Wyatt wants to do that, but I don't have any interest.
you want better for your son. You support him being interested in this religion. But you don't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah, that's about right.
Do you not want better for yourself?
At some point, you just... I don't know. It is what it is. And this is where I am. And I don't think anything's going to really change that.
Can I come visit you more?
If you bring me more coffee and scones, sure.
You have a good day.
Yeah, you too. By the way, what's your name again?
Ada.
Yeah, you have a nice day, Ada. Shut the door on your way out.
I will.
Okay. And, Ada, you leave that place. So, as you get back to your shop, you see a large crowd is gathered in front of it. And as you get closer, you hear chanting, you hear shouting, and you see signs being held up. And there's some sort of protest going on in front of your store.
I would like to walk up unassumingly to see what is going on.
Yeah, you get closer and you see some of these signs. You see scriptures plastered all over it, sure. But you hear a lot of chanting about, these books will poison kids' minds. Unchecked knowledge for all is good for none. She's a wolf in sheep's clothing. But you see all these protests going on in front of your store. And as you're walking up, you see a lot of familiar faces. These are people from the Church of Second Life outside of your store.
I want to go around to a back door in the alley and go in the store.
Yeah. You go the back way into the store, and...
I want to go straight to my apartment and go inside and lock the door.
Okay. These protests continue day after day after day. And you notice less and less people are coming into your store as this protest is happening outside. You've had barely anybody in your store all week. And you just hear the incessant chanting, the yells, the shouts, people talking about you and how you're a deceiver and how you're poisoning people's minds and how you're sowing doubt in the community. And it's getting to you. And then you hear the ding of the door open, a sound that has been unfamiliar to you for this week. A customer, finally. You turn around and you see Caspian Marin walking into the bookstore. And he looks around as the door shuts behind him. It is a shame that this is my first time to visit your little corner of the world, Ada Belle. But, and he goes and sits down in Reginald and crosses his legs. I think it's time that we had a heart-to-heart. End of episode. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Maple Valley Chronicles. We'll be back with our next episode on June 15th. Are you on Blue Sky? Well, so are we. You can find us on Blue Sky at misconceptionspod.bsky.social. We also have an email. If you would like to contact us that way, you can email us at misconceptionspod@gmail.com. This show is fully supported by the generous monthly donations of our patrons on Patreon. If you would like to join that elite group of supporters and gain access to exclusive content, please consider joining our Patreon. The Misconceptions theme song and mid-roll song were both composed by Aaron Wharton. You can find out more about his music on www.aaronwharton.com. All other music used in this episode was composed by Christopher Thomas Richardson. You can find out more about his music at www.instagram.com/Christopher Thomas Richardson. Ada Belle was played by Kari White. Professor Dante Nyx was played by Gian Ortiz. Everett Bundt was played by Tessa Wolford. And I'm David White, your master of ceremonies. The role-playing game system used in this production was City of Mist, an RPG published by Son of Hope and created by Amit Moshe. And that's it for this week's episode of Misconceptions. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to keep it nerdy.